one Debbie Downer can ruin the whole culture, and we don't want to try to blend things together that aren't compatible. We want to be looking at the key personnel and their roles, and are they necessary? Friend Stephen Harrington, Dakota, the Tifa of Insurance, here with Agency Performance Partners. I want to take a couple minutes today to talk about how to analyze a book of business that you are contemplating acquiring. I think the first thing we really need to look at is the financials of the book that's being sold. We want to look at revenue streams and profit margins and see, does it make sense for us? We also want to look at the agency's reputation and brand presence. Do they have a solid following? Are they questionable? Are they unknown? Lots of different things can go into play there. And we want to make sure that we are looking at their market placement. Do they have markets we need or have access to currently? What does the book of business look like? What is the retention loss ratios? And then we also need to look at the client type and how service heavy is it. If it's going to be an intense book of business to service, we have to factor that in with staffing. Whereas if it's a little bit more self-service or a little less higher maintenance, we might be able to get away with more training, streamlining, and minimizing of staff. We also need to look at where is the office located? Where's the agency located? Is it an area we want to be in? Is it an area we're already in? Do we need to keep a storefront, or can the storefront go away? How heavy is the foot traffic at that location? And then the book of business itself. Is there cross-sell or upsell opportunities? Is it a pretty solid book? Is it a specialty niche that is going to be hard to replace if we lose a market or can't get an appointment? So many factors go into analyzing an insurance book of business. At the end of the day, we really need to make sure that we have the time, effort, and energy to put into the business to make it successful. And just because we're acquiring a business doesn't mean that it's coming as a fresh slate. We're acquiring all the existing agency's problems. So do they have a great corporate culture? Is there a good, solid team working? Or are we going to be stuck with the person that's been there for 50 years that isn't willing to change, or is going to be like, well, this is the way we've always done it? I mean, one Debbie Downer can ruin the whole culture, and we don't want to try to blend things together that aren't compatible. We want to be looking at the key personnel and their roles, and are they necessary? Has the agency had a lot of turnover in the past? Is that indicative of the current culture and what's happening? And lastly, we really need to look at the technology. Do they have a management system? What is it they're currently using to track things? How is the agency currently working, and how tech savvy is the staff currently? We know that, paper files are an adventure, and I'm not saying not to purchase an agency with paper files. I've done it. I've been a part of those acquisitions, and they're always an adventure, but you don't know what's lurking in there until you start getting into the system, or getting everything into the system. And you're taking on some of that liability. So we want to make sure that we at least have a handle on the culture, the team, the type of business, book of business, the area, and all those different things that are important when looking at should you purchase an agency or not. I look forward to continuing this conversation with you soon. Bye-bye.